It's finally time. Got a pair of Trickers. This has been on my like holy grail list of shoes to get since I started this channel, and we've been teasing about doing the Great British Boot Off for years. So I think this year it's finally going to happen because Trickers is one of the coolest, oldest footwear manufacturers of all time, established in 1829, and they, to me, I'm not in the dressier heritage world as much, but to me, Trickers is the English brand. You know, there's a lot of other English brands out there like Loke and Brinson, John Lobb, Crockett and Jones, Church is Trickered, Edward Green. Like there's this roster of English bootmakers that have this cool long history of manufacturing prowess in what used to be one of the footwear making capitals of the world in England, especially in Northampton. And over the years, as a lot of these brands like Doc Marten, who used to make their footwear in England, slowly moved it to foreign mass production, moved the majority of their production to Asia, cutting costs, cutting materials, increasing margins. But these brands are still doing it the old school way. And there's one boot that I've been wanting from Trickers for so long, and I think I got it. So let's look at the Trickers website. Let's see what they've been up to. Founded in 1829, Trickers is proudly the oldest established shoemaker in Britain. Our commitment to making shoes and boots of outstanding quality remains wholeheartedly consistent. Trickers footwear is made entirely from start to finish at our Northampton factory, and whilst manufacturing processes have changed over time, our craftspeople continue to follow traditional techniques developed over decades. As the longest established, 1829 is crazy. As the longest established shoemaker in England, the year was 1829 when Joseph Tricker founded the company. To set the scene for a historical perspective, that same year saw Robert Peel establish London's first uniformed police force. What? That's crazy. Whilst in America, Abraham Lincoln gave his first political speech. What? Wow. Louis Braille invented his system of finger reading for the blind, and Queen Victoria's ascent to the throne was still 8 years away. Dang, that really puts into perspective, right? Like, that's what, because, you know, you say, oh, it's 200 years ago. Well, almost 200 years. Right? 200 years? Like, just under 200 years. That's insane. Trickers saw the birth of a modern world, a time for great enlightenment, learning, and social reform. This was a world in which the first retail orders for Trickers shoes were secured. Wow. Been around since Abe. 1840, Northampton, situated in the heart of England, is a town renowned for its shoe industry, the history of which goes back hundreds of years. Demand of Northampton shoes became so strong that by the year 1840, there were 1,821 shoemakers in town. Walter James Barreltrop, son-in-law to Joseph Tricker, made his model boot when he was only 7 years old in 1848. While simple in its execution, it pointed the way for the water-resistant country shoes and boots that Tricker's customers prize so highly today. 1840 also saw other innovations. Cutter's RMS Britannia was the first ship to cross Atlantic under steam power. What the heck? And Nelson's column was constructed. I don't even know what Nelson's column is. In 1904, the Trickers factory, located in 5660 Street, Michaels Road, Northampton, first opened its doors. The Goodyear welt machine was introduced into Trickers at the turn of the century. That's the crazy part. It's like there was no such thing as a Goodyear welt when these guys were established. This machine made it possible to sew uppers and insoles. Yeah, this is what I want to get to. 1926, while the original Trickers country boot underwent rapid development in the early years, it quickly arrived at the classic form we are so familiar with today. It is little wonder that farmers all over England, then the whole of Britain, swore by the comfort, durability, and practicality of Trickers waterproof country boots. The company is renowned for their heavy Brogue shoes and boots, and these have been adapted for both country walking and town use, and have been extensively used for shooting. In 1926, Britain's first motor Grand Prix was held at Brooklands. John Baird gave his first demonstration of television, and Queen Elizabeth II was born. This is such a good way to show how long you've been in history, is like compare it to what else was going on. Let's see, what else happened? 2019, Trickers a special year for Trickers as we celebrate our 190th anniversary as Britain's oldest shoemaker. We're extremely proud to welcome HRIH, the Prince of Wales, now King Charles III, to our Northampton factory on Monday, 28th January, to unveil a commemorative plaque. Founded in 1829, the brand's commitment to shoemaking and boots' outstanding quality remains wholeheartedly consistent. 2024, Trickers were awarded the Royal Warrant in 1989 for shoemaking service to RHR, the Prince of Wales. This was a result of years of service and something we are very proud of. In 2024, this warrant was renewed, and the Royal Warrant to King Charles was released with the release of a new... What the heck is a Royal Warrant? A Royal Warrant of Appointment is a formal mark of recognition issued to people or companies that regularly supply goods or services to the royal household. Oh, okay. Cool. So like, we like your stuff so much, we're gonna give you a royal warrant. That's so cool. Triggers enters a new era with the appointment of Robert Minichetti as creative director. I trust him. Look at that hair. This guy knows what he's doing. Shout out Roberto. That's some nice looking hair. You look like my brother, actually. We could be brothers. My brother has long, gorgeous hair and a beard. Wow, what a history, right? So now you see what I'm talking about. Like, I've wanted a pair of these for so long because Triggers is the brand to me for English shoemaking. They've been around since Abraham Lincoln. They've got the Royal Warrant. They have all these cool things that have made them stay alive when so many other factories and other brands over the last 200 years have completely gone extinct. And for me, one of the big things about Trickers was I love their social media because they got a gal on there that does some like tips and tricks. Oh, right here.
We have got a chestnut burnished loafer.
I love her.
Now, believe it or not, when this comes in the showroom, it is such a light colour. We clean it, we put a burgundy polish on it, and then we burnish it. Then it gets antiqued with a beech nut antique colour.
Yeah, she's the best.
Right, here we have Black Museum. These have a shiny toe as well.
I love her. She did a video of like how to clean suede at some point. This must have been years ago though. I love it because it's so like authentic to who they are and what they're doing by showing like the actual people that are manufacturing the footwear. It's so cool.
I would bet all my money that this shoe will wear out before this insole, which is why we made the saddle sole, which is the first true heritage insole. This insole is made with a combination of the 2mm veg tan leather layered with your classic Ortholite foam base. If you're watching this after they've already come out, just use the links in the description, so go check it out. It's a pretty good idea to kind of save all of these pretty bad sneakers, or add more squish if you're a boot bro.
And I totally forgot about this. I recorded this already, this wool and prints unboxing. They make really cool wool activewear, but I unboxed them and then the recording got screwed up, so they're already unboxed. But this brand is insane because they have this $100 for 100 days. Wear a wool and prints button down or a pair of pants for 100 days straight, and we'll give you $100 towards your next purchase. That's what like I wanted to add this into this video because this is a very similar concept. Like, we double down on our products. We believe in our products enough that like wear them for 100 days and we'll give you $100. And like I said, I already unboxed them, but I'll show you what we got. It's into some really nice wool blend shorts. These are, the thing I like about wool too is it's associated with winter wear and warm wear, but very rarely is it associated with active wear, even though a lot of the features and benefits of wool, this being a 48% wool blend, are really good for warm temperatures because it thermal regulates. If you keep it this thin, it still is really breathable. It doesn't stink as much. It absorbs your sweat. And so it is a really good product or a good material for active wear and just casual wear, especially when you add in some other fibers, I guess some other fibers that kind of balance out some of those other negative sides for active wear. So they've got shorts, which would be great for traveling and casual wear. They got this really nice hoodie. I'll throw a hoodie on for you. This is an XL, so just to give you kind of a sizing guide. They fit a little bit more like form-fitting. You know, like an XL sweatshirt usually on me would not be this tight to my skin. And I like this. I think it looks good. I wouldn't change any sizing, but you know, it's like, it's a little bit more form-fitting than like a hoodie that you buy at a concert or whatever. Even some undies. I'm not gonna model these for you, but this is the thing, honestly, like out of anything on their website, let me show you, because I always just buy, what was it, woolen prints? Because I usually, my underwear of choice is the really cheap Target black underwear, because it's just, they're black, so I don't worry about any stains. They're cheap, I know how they fit, so I just keep buying them more and more. But these guys have this 4-pack that I really want. So you're gonna get paid a pretty penny. You know, it's $169 for a 4-pack. But they are a 75% merino wool blend. And they've got these, like the unique way that they structure the fabric so it bends with you. This is what I want, because I think I'm at the age where I need to give up my Target underwear. Because these are going to be more moisture wicking, absorb your sweat, they aren't stink as much. Like, there's true value in having a pair of wool underwear. But I just never tested them, so I'm really curious to see how warm they are, how hot they are. And they also have a few shirts. And what's cool about these too is, like, look how, maybe you can't see as much as I can, but this is like pretty translucent. They're really thin. This is also a 78% merino wool blend. And so let me throw this on for you. We'll try it. We'll tell you how hot I get while I record the rest of the video. But they're not cheap. You gotta pay a pretty penny for wool. So you see, like, this is a XL. It fits me pretty good, but it is a little bit more on the form-fitting side, where this shirt I was just wearing is also an XL from Huckberry. And so you can see, like, the fit difference. So if you want a more baggy fit, you might want to go up a size from your regular sizing. But that fits pretty good. So we'll wear this while we do the unboxing. We'll see how we end up. You might not be able to see me, it's green. We'll find out. So now to the triggers. This is a men's espresso burnished derby Brogues style in bourbon, size 8.5, which is a UK, or is a US 9.5. So we'll be able to do a little sizing. Look at this box too, that's classy. Embossed gold foil. By appointment to His Majesty the King Shoe Manufacturer, R.E. Triggers Limited, Northampton. Ooh, those are hefty. Dang. What the heck, those are so heavy. But look at these, those look so cool. I love Brogues too. I've never really been a dress shoe guy, but I just love the look of them. The overlapping panels, the old school, and I'll go over what the history, like the brief history of what Brogues are, or what broguing is for. But this shoe is really interesting because you get the day-night sole, with an actual day-night sole, made in England, the English-made sole, stitched all the way through with the Goodyear welt. Has the storm welt, which I am assuming has to do with it being a Brogue shoe as well. But this is the coolest part for me. Look at this. You ever seen a Brogue kind of style dress shoe that has a fully gusseted tongue? Wow, look at that. Isn't that nuts? You get a fully gusseted tongue in a pair of dress shoes. Some people are like, they're not dress shoes, they're Brogues. I'm like, they're dress shoes. They definitely are, to me. And you've got a full leather heel stack. And they're so hefty too. So you must have a full-length veg tan midsole, a veg tan welt, maybe a double midsole. And then you've got, if I look down through here, you can see you've got a half sock liner with a little bit of padding in the heel, a veg tan insole. Yeah, fully leather lined. This is my really cheap pair of Brogues I bought from the thrift store when I was in college. So similar concepts, no gusset tongue, obviously, but just look at the quality difference between these. The difference in the execution, the broguing, the thickness of materials, the finishing on it, and just the general heft is so different. The quality of soles. Dang, these are so freaking nice. So let's look up their website. So these are probably their country shoes, right? Trickers has been making proper country shoes for well over a century. Built to last, built to be worn, and built to handle whatever the day brings. Robust leather storm welt shoes and a solid construction means they'll take you through all seasons and all terrains, looking better with every step, whether you're out in the field at a race or just want a dependable, good-looking shoe for everyday wear. So that's what I mean. Like, to me, these are dress shoes, but you know, this is a more casual end of the dress shoe world. Tricker's country shoes are up to the task. They're classic, comfortable, and made for people who value quality that stands the test of time. Characteristically strong profile with a solid sole, leather lining, and an option for traditional leather or day-night sole for practicality, while the deep, rich brown shade of leather is evocative of a freshly pulled espresso. Handcrafted in Northampton, this heavy-duty derby exudes timeless country brogue charm with the robust build and heritage appeal. How much are they, though? Ooh, $765. You got to pay for the classic. The Brogue is defined as a strong outdoor shoe distinguished by decorative perforations. Originally, these details were entirely functional, designed to allow water to drain and allow for ventilation in wet conditions. Over time, the Brogues evolved from practical footwear into a lasting staple, an icon in Northampton shoe history. Oh, but this is not the shoe I wanted. The real boot I wanted from Trickers is right here. I wanted this for so freaking long. And I am not cutting these unless they don't fit. And so I'll beg Trickers for one for the Great British Boot Off. Because I want to do that series. They're very expensive. That's part of why we haven't done this, you know, when you gotta buy like $800 shoes. So what is this? Men's Acorn Antique Brogue Boots, size 9. So I'll be able to do a little size comparison. Whew. Finally. The Trickers, built to last. Heritage quality, Northampton through and through. Quality assured. Thank you for purchasing genuine pair of Trickers. There's your care guide in several languages. That shows you how across the world they sell these. They literally have to have like 6 different languages on there. What is it? This. Yes. I love this boot. It's so like ridiculous in the color and the broguing and this like hybrid of what to me is like a very dress-looking boot, but is clearly intended, especially historically, for more functional wear. And so now it's evolved to a point where it was functional, and now that function has informed the form to a point where these are still country boots. They're still used for more casual wear, but they've evolved to a point where they become its own monster, essentially. And a monster it is. I think this broguing looks so crazy. It's so loud and aggressive, especially in this Acorn leather. And I love this shade. It's like literally the exact same shade as my truck, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. No wonder I love it. Update on the shirt. I'm cool as a cucumber right now. I forgot I was wearing it. But yeah, just look at this intense broguing. You can even see they put dye down into these, or they just scrub it with some something to get that dye down in there, and they buff it out so you get that high contrast. You got all the perforation, or like the little saw teeth through here. Fully leather lines. Whoa, look at this tag. That's a good looking tag. That's so sick. Eyelets all the way up. Day-night sole. Kind of this reddish edge dressing, and now I can really see. I think it's a single midsole with that leather welt. And that storm welt is also part of this historical function design, because the reason they creep that little welt up the side is to prevent more water and more dirt getting to the inside, because they can actually glue that to the sidewall if they're really trying to make it water resistant. And all while being a very sleek, like English style almond toe. I freaking love these boots, and I hope they fit, because I wanted these boots for so long. But I just think they're beautiful. I think they're so unique. It's so different. Like there's, you know, they're brogues at the end of the day, and there's a billion brogues out there, but there's only one Trickers like country boot brogue to me, and it's in Acorn. And some people are like, "You're crazy for the Acorn, bro." I'm like, "Shut up! Don't talk to me. These are my dream boots." Yeah, see, they've got them highlighted there. Our original country boot was crafted back in 1840. It set a standard for craftsmanship, style, and reliability, which aspired to this day. During World War II, Trickers country boots were worn by British soldiers who appreciated their durability and ruggedness on the battlefield. That's also insane. These are war boots. To this day, all of our boots are made with outdoors in mind. Rough terrain, bad weather, long days on your feet, but they've always found their way back to the fields. These are boots that last decades, not seasons, solid through the sole, finished with care and designed to look better the more you wear them. Each pair is made in our Northampton factory using traditional methods. Whether you're walking your dog, trekking through the woodlands, or just want something dependable on your feet, these boots these are boots you'll reach for again and again, unfussy, hard-wearing, timeless. The half bellows tongue is folded and attached to the boot to provide, oh, I didn't even think about that. So, looks like that gusset goes all the way up to the third eyelet. Nice. With the storm welt providing an additional watertight seal between the shoe's upper and sole, our classic Stow boot features leather lining and options for either traditional leather sole or day-night sole for more practicality. A rich tan unique to trickers that is one of our best sellers. Our Acorn antique colorway works as well as today as it did over the decades. Stow is made from calf leather. Calf leather is a finer grain, lighter weight than hides of older cattle. This means that it is also more supple. How much? $800. Well, I haven't cut it in half, but for me, this is one of those instances where I'm like, I think the quality, the brand, and the history makes it worth the price. Because sometimes you buy a product that's like, oh, buy this expensive product because of the history. Maybe the quality's not there. Like for Alden's, for instance, Alden's actually a good example. The history, I'll buy it for that, or the comfort, I'll buy it for that, but I'm not buying it for quality. Or I'm buying it for quality even though it looks terrible. I'm buying it for comfort even though it looks terrible and it's not great quality. And I'm hoping that these trickers hit all those marks because they look gorgeous. I want to live in these boots. And they look like they're the quality that would be worth $800. If you compare them apples to apples, Pacific Northwest rugged boot compared to an English rugged boot, it's going to be a tough comparison. But it looks like it has all the right components, leather all the way through. And they're functional, allegedly. I'm a little bit concerned about that last. It looks pretty narrow. So let's try them on. See how they fit. Because I'm a 10 on the Brannock, US 10.5 in most sneakers, most Pacific Northwest boots, and heritage boots I wear like 9 to 9.5. And so this Stow boot is a size 9 UK, which is a 10 US. And then I have the little Brogues that are half a size down. So let's see. A little hand writing on the inside, love that. That's a good sound. That's the sound I'm looking for. Oh yeah, I think that's right. I think we're spot on. Yes. Look at those. Oh my gosh. I think that's the right size too. My toe goes to about right there, so I got about a thumb width to the end of the boot. Oh my gosh. I love these so much. That feels right. I don't think I'd want to go any smaller than that. Okay, let's try the half size down just for comparison. I love this gusset. I think that's so cool. Let's see what their size recommendation is. Let's see if I do 10.5 like a sneaker. 9.5. So your size, so if I do like my boot sizing, usually I would say 9.5 on average. Okay, so they're saying, yeah, maybe 8.5, 9. So let's try the Brogue shoe on. It's not quite as small as I thought it was going to feel. I think I could get away with either 8.5 or 9. The 8.5 is, I'm not feeling tons of pressure on my toes, but my toes are touching a little bit. So I think if you like a tighter fit, I think you're fine going, let's see, so how do I do this math? Half a size down from Brannock, because it's 8.5, which is 9.5 US. So did I screw up the, I don't know, the sizing guide's confusing. Or it's confusing to me because I'm an idiot. Yeah, so that seems like it checks out. Your classic heritage size, if you put it in there, it seems like it gives you the right answer. Because I think I could wear both. I think I prefer the slightly bigger size because I don't like having my toes squished. But if you like a more traditional fit, especially for dress shoes, I think you're totally fine going half a size down from your Brannock, or just going true to your Brannock. Yeah, so it'd be true to your Brannock if you want a little bit more roomy fit. Wow. So, if you want to see these cut in half, let me know. Support this video, because if this video does well, that's how we decide to do the main cut in half video. If you want to see the Great British boot off, let me know which other brands you want us to review. And let me know what your dream English boot and shoe is, because this was it for me. Like the Acorn color, the Brogue boot, like all of this. I've wanted this for years. And they just look so freaking good. So huge shout out to Trickers, as I'm like, look at these really cool English made boots, while I'm like wearing Carhartts and disheveled and lifting my leg up on the table. They're like, nice, very cool. So yeah, check out Trickers. They make some really cool stuff. They've got the coolest history maybe of any brand. Is there any brand that's older than Trickers? I think White's isn't as old. It might be like one of the oldest consistently producing shoe brands of the entire world. Oh, they're so cool. And it'd be cool to dig in their history in that video too. So support this video, check out Trickers, check out our handmade leather goods, check out the subscribe button and the like button, because that's how we afford to do this. Unless Trickers is really generous and sends us a pair to cut in half. Because I'm not cutting these. Even if Trickers like, we're not sending them, I'm like, fine, I'll cut the other Brogues then. So thank you guys for your support. It's really cool for me to be able to work with these brands, get to know them, and really see the ins and outs of these brands. You know, who's ever cut apart a pair of Trickers? Who's gonna spend $800 on a pair of Tricker Brogue boots just to show you what you're buying? Only us. So thank you guys for all your support. It's all thanks to you guys. Oh, one more plug of this. I feel good. I don't feel sweaty. I actually feel less hot than the last video I just sat down and recorded when I was wearing the other shirt. So I think it works. So check out Woolen Prints. They're really cool. We'll probably hit them a couple more times in some unboxings. I want to wear these and see how they actually fit. I might have to get a different size. We'll see. Because this to me is the move, is getting some merino wool blacked out underwear. So check all that out below. Thank you guys. See ya.